Hello. In this video and the two that follow it, we will be discussing the individual songs from the Lifehouse project. At the core of the music of Lifehouse was Pure and Easy, a song that focused on the concept of the one note. It speaks of its power as being strong enough to be seen as a beautiful yet potentially destructive force of nature. The lyrics suggest this power is within us, and has been there since the beginning of time, waiting to be released. The organ parts featured on both Pete Townshend's solo version and The Who's studio recording evoke an almost church-like quality to the song's already somewhat spiritual sound and nature. Curiously, this song was not included on the original release of Who's Next. Instead, it made its studio recorded debut on Pete's first solo album, Who Came First, in late 1972. The Who's version of the song was released 2 years later on the Odds and Sods compilation. Another version was recorded in 1999 for the radio play, and can be found on the Lifehouse Chronicles box set. The lyrics of Getting in Tune largely focus on the power of music, while at the same time reflecting on Pete's contradictory feelings of wanting to seek spirituality and self-meaning against his rock star image. Some have also interpreted the song's lyrics as a metaphor for unifying diverse groups of people. With a fine balance in its dynamics, Getting in Tune has attracted the attention of many music critics and musicologists over the years. It stands out especially for Keith Moon's drumming, Nicky Hopkins' piano, and John Entwistle's bass parts. With lyrics focused on nature, living in the moment, and physical love, Love Ain't for Keepin' was likely to have appeared early in the Lifehouse story. Interestingly, while the Who's Next version features acoustic guitar work, an earlier recording attempt features purely electric guitars, including a guest appearance by Mountain's Leslie West, as well as a slight synthesizer part. Pete's original demo also features synthesizer, and in both, I would describe the synth part as evoking, to my mind, the sound of a faint electronic wind. The electric version of Love Ain't for Keepin' is available on the deluxe edition of Who's Next, as well as on some editions of the Odds and Sods compilation. Pete's demo is available on the Lifehouse Chronicles box set. I Don't Even Know Myself, sometimes also labeled I Don't Know Myself, was initially written and recorded for inclusion on a planned 1970 EP. It was played live frequently during the Lifehouse era, but was ultimately not included on Who's Next, instead appearing as the B-side to the single release of Won't Get Fooled Again. While I do like the song's message of not being overly judgmental and actually like the bizarre switch between hard rock during the verses and country western during the chorus, I do have an issue with Pete's original demo recording. He uses the N-word during the final verse, and not only is it a little upsetting, it's also seemingly pointless. Luckily, The Who changed the lyrics for their version of the song. A lyrical curiosity, Too Much of Anything is a song about temperance. Obviously, a musical statement like this would have been seen as hypocritical coming from The Who at this time, so it ended up among The Who's Next outtakes when the Lifehouse project was shelved. The song made its debut on the Odds and Sods compilation, among several other Lifehouse pieces. Pete's demo version also appears in the radio play adaptation near the end as Ray searches for Mary in London. Greyhound Girl has an interesting history. It may or may not have been recorded by The Who in the 1971 sessions that eventually spawned Who's Next, and was later performed live a number of times in the 2000s. I think the song is sung from Ray's perspective, and lyrically it may be equally him thinking over his fraught relationship with his wife Sally, and the fact that given their daughter has run away, it has in a way brought them together. Apparently recorded by The Who in 1971, but now lost, the closest we have to a full studio recording of Mary is Pete's original demo. A beautiful love song, likely to have been somewhere in the middle of the album, and judging from the lyrics, I'd have to guess that it's being sung from Bobby's perspective. The song is available both on the Lifehouse Chronicles box set and on the first Scoop collection of Pete's demos spanning his entire career. Originally written during the development of Tommy, Water features a strong environmental theme that would have fit in perfectly with the backstory of Lifehouse. While I haven't been able to confirm that it was considered for inclusion in the rock opera, there's plenty of circumstantial evidence to suggest that. The studio recording of Water was put to tape in mid-1973, and was released as the B-side to the 515 single. While written as part of the original Lifehouse concept, Slipkid was curiously not recorded by The Who until mid-1975 for the album The Who by Numbers. The song's lyrics serve as a warning to young musicians to beware the trappings of the music industry. That whether you're a soldier at 13 or a soldier at 63, you face the same problems in that business. However, the song's lyrics can apply to a number of circumstances. Slipkid was released as a single in the US and Spain in 1976. The song has been praised as one of the highlights of The Who by Numbers.